Okay, guys, let me share this for everyone to see. It's about to put on my blog. It's something I learned recently, and unless you work in the government, you might not know, and even those people might take it for granted that we would know. Seems to be that way, kind of like they do take it for granted that we would know, and also they don't have the budget for advertising and promotion to really educate the public. But today's talk for COMMGiving blog is that the difference between an executive agency and a police agency. And and when I say police agency, I just don't mean the guys in blue wearing the police badge, like the 5-0. I mean also some other types of agencies that has to do with like business, like the Competition Bureau is a police agency. They have badges and guns. Um, and then there are executive agencies, which are staffed by maybe lawyers or MBAs working for the government. And this, and I don't want this to bleed into my personal diary, but this is what I learned is that when you complain, when you have a consumer complaint or some kind of complaint, a business complaint or something, and the first line of the first attempt is with the company itself or with the other party involved. And then the second line is usually with the second step, if you have to escalate it, is with an executive agency. An executive agency, like I say, is the equivalent of like the executives of the other party. So they might have law degrees, they might have MBAs. They're basically managers who get together and interpret regulations, right? And so if you can imagine like between two lawyers arguing about who's right about the law. So it seems that way, executives at the executive level will argue about who's more in the right about a set of regulations. And so if that's sort of like your type of complaint, you gotta leave it there. But if you really have hard, you truly believe that a law was broken, you can take it to the next step, escalate to the third step, which is a police agency. All right. And they have police agency for business, for consumer safety, for all sorts of things. They are actual cops. They are not executives. They are cops with badges. Like theoretically, they can investigate homicide. They are cops. So, and these types of agencies are confused with the executive agencies in governments. So if you have a complaint and you've escalated, you talk to the other party and they don't want anything to do with it. They're just completely right. You've escalated to executive agency. It's been, like I say, it's basically two managers trying to interpret the regulations, right? They themselves don't write the rules. So they have to go to the company and sort of like negotiate, argue, what have you, debate about who's right about the regulations. Supposedly they know more because it's their full-time job, the government. But then if you really believe that, a law was actually broken, you can take it to a third step, which is a police agency. And some government agencies, even though they have names like business or competition or something like that, they're actual cops. And they will go in there with a warrant. All right? That is what I learned. All right? So that's what I've done in my personal journal. I'm not saying I'm right. Once you do that, you have to leave it to the system. That's the fair thing to do. It could come down against me. It could come down in my favor. I don't know. But that is what I learned. There are agencies that are just executive agencies. they interpret the regulations. They try to get the company to agree with them, but the company is so like on the same level playing field as them. Also, like lawyers or MBAs, who don't make the law, who also interpret the law. So now these two bodies sort of got to debate who's correct about the law, right? And then there's the police agency in business, in healthcare, in other things that will actually go in there with a warrant and look into it, into your like allegations. All right, that's what I learned. Cool, eh? Cool.